You know they got that same name with different point of views. Whichever one you choose, you can't lose. They got that same name, different point of views. Whichever one you choose, you can't lose. Keisha and Keisha, man.
Knowledge, wisdom, and discernment. Keisha, you don't got it, you can get some if you heard them.
Keisha and Keisha, man.
Knowledge, wisdom, and discernment. Keisha, you don't got it, you can get some if you heard them. We gon' laugh, have a good time. Just sit back and elevate your mind.
Hey. Welcome. It's Thursday.
Hey everybody.
I had to like beg Keisha to not broadcast last week. A sister was like, whew, I have taken on student government, and as a result had homecoming, and it was just a long week. Like, I went to school Monday and then had to take Tuesday off. I mean, it was really one of those, oh my goodness. But
I was okay because I had just got in from Alabama.
Oh yeah, that's right. Had
Wednesday
with your dad.
night, I was tired, child. I was
so we try to make sure we stay consistent. But I tell you, some days, you know how life goes when you 40 plus. So, hey, Brandy.
25.
Thanks for joining us. 25 plus what? For the 19th time. Okay. But we thank you for joining us. We got a lot of stuff, so we're just going to jump right into it. Before we do that, though, you want to tell them a little bit about your book?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Okay.
If y'all can see it. So this is the brother I was talking about that spoke at the Democratic Black Caucus meeting. So he spoke again at the Santa Rosa Beach Democratic Black Caucus meeting. And when I was telling you, he had a GPA of 1.9. He was deemed, IQ test of 75. He was deemed retarded, according to the school system. So I'm reading his book to find out how did he come out of that. Because I asked Aiden, I was like, Aiden, how do you know? Aiden asked me, well, how did he do it, Mama? Did he cheat? I said, I don't know.
Did he,
I got to read the book.
To graduate?
You got to read the book. He went to Howard University.
Okay.
Graduated from Thurgood Marshall School of Law.
Okay.
Is an Omega man.
Okay.
All right. And I was like, so where I'm at now in the book, he's in the projects, and his mom is a bean picker. She picked beans. I told my children they would have starved if I had to go pick beans. Y'all just would have starved. And she did that faithfully. So read his book. His name is Keone McGee. He's District 117 out of Dade County representative, and he's a minority leader for the Florida State Representatives.
All right, Keone McGee. Well, I am reading, because you know we are avid readers around here.
Yes.
I am reading right now Brian Stevenson's Just Mercy. They're actually about to make it into it is made into a major motion picture where Michael B. Jordan will be starring as Brian Stevenson, and then Jamie Foxx will be Walter McMillan, which is one of the main characters in here. But I will tell you, I saw this because I saw them on one of the late night shows talking about it. And I love a good book, especially when it can challenge me. So I was like, okay, let me see. So I went and I got the book. And a few of my friends also got it. And oh my God, can I just tell you, for one, the justice system. If you haven't been to Montgomery to see the Lynch Museum, he's the person who did that as well. But on top of that, it's just, he takes you through the justice system and through the lives of these people, those who, from little kids to older people who were executed on death row. They call it Yellow Mama in Alabama. And those, just across the country. But it's really intriguing. It really kind of brings your heart to a place where you begin to be a little more humble and not so judgmental of people who have served time. Or, because one of his biggest quotes is that it's better to be rich and guilty than to be poor and innocent. And so another quote that I loved in here, he says that you are better than your worst decision. And so through that, I mean, the stories are horrific, so don't read them at night. And I'm thinking about reading, I know for AP Lit, I think they read this book, but I'm thinking about reading it with my English kids. But it's just amazing. So really good book. Thank you, Benson, for just shedding a little light on the culture, the justice system, Alabama, and all of their laws. But it was pretty good. So if you have not had a chance to pick it up, the movie comes out January. So you should definitely read it.
Read it before the movie. The book is always better.
Well, but let me tell you,
I love books.
Well, another reason why I got intrigued by it was because when they were interviewing them, Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Foxx talks about this one scene where he has to go switch books. Oh yeah. This one scene where he is in the court and he has to give like this, I guess, closing argument or whatever. And they said it was so intense when they were filming it that everybody in the room, from the camera people, everybody was just. And he said, Jamie said he walked up to him to say, to touch him, say good job, and he jumped and he went back and he just cried. And so when you think about all of the stuff, Charlie, one of the kids that they talk about in here, oh God, just horrific. And so it's just a good book. So if you haven't had a chance, please check it out.
Read the book and go to the museum, because I was telling her that some of the letters and stuff, that these are real letters that kids were writing that were locked in the system, and they're using them as slaves. Yeah. They got them in the adult system and free labor. Right. And then in some of these cases, they're not even sure what they're charged about, and they don't know what their charges are, and they don't know how to get out. They're just stuck. Yeah. And no money, no way to get out. It takes money in our judicial system.
Yep. Well, I am one more thing before we really get into it. I am wearing one of my shirts that I designed. It says "Worthy,"
and that's in pink, y'all.
The letter is actually pink. And well, what happened was I bought the shirts and I saw black. I didn't see the Black Forest. So because it was Black Forest, it came out like this really dark green. But it's in pink and green. And then behind me, I'll show you guys that a little bit later. But some of the other designs, it'll be up on my Shopify. And I'll actually put that up as well, because the sister need to get this hustle on.
Coins,
what?
Baby.
Teaching ain't cutting it no more.
Oh, my God. Did you see the cover of Time with the black teacher? She can't afford to get a car fixed. She can't afford to go to the doctor. And it was like, teachers in America. So then I read an article saying the starting pay some places is under 30,000. Yeah, or right at 30.
I was thinking about like seeing if some of these philanthropists would be willing to like start a fund. And I'll talk about it a little bit later with something else, because but anyway, where teachers can basically write in for scholarships to pay off debt and stuff, because a lot of times you spend so much money helping kids and you don't even have anything. And so sometimes you get yourself in situations where you have debt or whatever and you're trying to do for your kids. And it would be nice if somebody kind of played it forward as you're playing it forward, the kids to come behind you and play it forward and pay off your debt. And so if you got a teacher in your life and, surprise them with something,
what are our taxpayers' money going to?
I know.
Girl, that's the part that pisses me off. But I want to tell you, go work on.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What's up?
All right, so we getting into it. So I put up our weekly questions, and it was interesting, some of the comments. But of course, me and Keisha gonna talk about it for a couple of minutes. Love to hear her comments as well, and then you can also post if you want to.
It's my first time on our live. So you getting it right off the cuff.
Sometimes that maybe.
Sometimes I need to think about before I speak. I get it.
Jesus, Mary, and JoJo. Okay, is it cool to save seats? Now, when I say save seats, I mean in church, at a concert, at a graduation. Like,
if I'm the one saving it, but if I'm trying to get a seat, it's not cool.
Wait a minute, so then tell me this. Why is it such a double standard?
I know. Don't you feel that way? Like, if you're trying to sit there, I mean, it's like, no,
you know what? Okay, so I will tell you this. I don't have a problem in saving a couple of seats, because like say if you got dropped off and the person's parking the car, or they're at the movies getting popcorn or something like that, or you're at a graduation and the husband went to the bathroom or they went to get something, I'm okay with that. That doesn't bother me, right? They say, oh no, these seats, okay. But then when what's wrong? You want another?
I want that one.
Oh, you can't fit this one. This one be too big for your fingers.
Yes.
Okay, but the part that I don't like is how no, actually there's a small. Okay, the part that I don't like is like, say you go into a graduation and you save a whole row. And then the people who show up
early.
No, they show up 30 minutes into the program. Now all these other folks.
I'm talking about the people who there early to get a seat.
Yeah.
You holding seats for people who late.
I got a problem with that.
I got a problem with that too.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like one or two, okay, I get it.
No,
but
if
then,
they're parking the car.
Yeah, but they calling and they go. So somebody goes and like camps out and gets all these seats, and so a whole row on the second row of the graduation is totally, because two people who like to get there early and everybody else gonna show up 30 minutes in and excuse me and sit down. No, you need to be in the back.
That's rude.
That's so rude. And then church. I don't believe in saving seats at church.
No, church, you ain't no respectable person.
Well, I mean, I know, but how you doing it at the concert and the other places then? They should all be
Honey, I
Okay.
know people that's gotta sit by somebody.
Yeah.
No, it's
Okay.
life. Get over it.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Is it cool to save seats?
Let's
So
see
it's
what
this
they
guy who apparently his friend told him that he was on his way. He literally did Indian style in a parking spot and sat there until the friend got there. And people were trying to back up in the parking spot. And when they saw him, he almost got hit a couple of times because he sitting Indian style in the parking spot to save it because it was close.
He should have got hit. Old fool. I mean,
So, well,
I
because they
it's-
saying, wherever they were going, parking is always really tight, blah, 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 blah.
But restaurants have stopped that. If you don't have your party with you, you cannot be seated.
I think that
that's
should
the
be
new-
spread across.
If
Yeah,
your party's
I like
not
that.
with you, you can't be seated. And I think the part that I don't understand is when the person, Boston baby, when the person like this habitual lateness, and then you expect somebody to save you a spot. You know what
okay.
I'm saying? It's like if you know you're gonna be late, expect to sit in the back.
Okay.
And it's okay. It's okay for you to be late. It's okay for you to sit in the back. But don't come late and oh God, I hate that. I hate this.
The one finger.
The one finger girl. Cause you interrupting everybody.
And then here's the other thing, no, Key, that we have to realize too
I
is
wanna
that
see what anybody's saying. Go ahead.
oh,
baby.
okay, is that we really don't know why somebody's late.
No, we don't know, but what I'm saying is respectfully ease in and sit down. Even
Okay.
if you have a legitimate reason or not. But don't go to the front and the person is talking. You've seen those people where the
Right.
speaker is speaking
Mhm.
or you in the middle of prayer. Like,
Well, but your
you ain't
friends
gonna
and-
even respect Jesus.
Okay. Your friends didn't save you a seat. So here's what we're talking about. Is it cool to save seats in church and concerts and graduations? And we know how graduations can be, especially with black folks. We will save 12,000 seats because we got to make sure Nana can sit and all the cousins and everybody. And so everybody's kind of piling in who's early. And this whole second row is empty. And the lady is eyeballing you because she done put every piece of from her purse to her shawl to her shoe to the barrette to the two little kids that came with her stretched out across 2 seats to try to hold the whole row. And so I just think that it can be a little, All right, so next one. Close friends divorce. Who gets the friends?
Who had friends? I don't know. Well, we didn't have a bunch of mutual friends, so no, it didn't matter.
If you did.
None of my friends are his friends.
Okay. Okay. So if you were the person, how would you decide? Do you believe that there's loyalties, like there's one that you're closer to than the other?
Well, it depends on how it went down. Because some
Oh,
people,
somebody said that.
It depends on how it went down. Because some people out there having babies like Wendy's husband, who gonna be her friend? Be like, dude, I can't be your friend and hers because it's animosity there. Like you don't want to be meeting up with. I'm talking about Wendy Williams. You want to meet up with her and be like, oh, the baby's so big now. It should be like, I don't want to hear about no damn baby because that's what she said.
But would you
today on
feel
the
some
show.
kind of way?
Well, for me, particular, no, because my situation was I don't give a damn. All y'all can have him, but some people have animosity. You know what I'm saying? So
So if it was,
I actually had people that were still friends with him who thought it was cool to try to plead his case with me,
okay.
and I was like, no, you can be his friend, but there's nothing to plead with me. I'm good.
You don't think that would be awkward though? Because when you try to go do stuff or be in places, it's like,
We ain't do nothing. Well, I mean, no.
I think it can be like, especially if you have been married for a long time and you
Yeah.
guys have like these
We were
lifelong
married
friends
that
or whatever. At some point, somebody's gonna have to make a decision. I mean, and not to say that as a friend you're choosing, because you may still do appreciate both of them, but you will find yourself spending more time with one than the other, in my opinion. Not necessarily like unless something happens. So if they truly dogged them or cheated on them or did a whole bunch of stuff real dirty, and everybody looking at them like, kick rocks, dude. You need to move on. Then a lot of times you'll see people kind of tending towards that. And then
Or
once it
people
wears
that
off.
drift apart and they
Yeah.
still are friends. And usually the friends, everybody's cool because they usually tend to be closer after the divorce. They're better because together they were miserable. And now they're happy around their friends. Friends were like, y'all should have got divorced 25 years ago if y'all gonna hang like this.
Right.
The awkward tension of the bad marriage.
Yeah.
And then when they get a divorce, it's like everybody's cool. And it's no animosity.
Right.
They just decided it's not working.
Okay.
So.
Have you ever denied a hookup?
Yeah, because I don't hook up.
No, if you ever denied one, a one night stand on hookup, have you ever denied them? Like, no.
Oh, like, oh, yeah. Shit, I got what?
Well, you be like,
One so ugly. I said, don't you ever tell nobody. I go to my grave with that
oh
one.
my God. So then if he like public, yeah, I know Keisha, me and her hooked up once. You would deny.
Keisha Thomas.
Oh,
you got the wrong
no,
Keisha, bro. I don't even know you.
That is hilarious.
I would definitely deny
so
your
then,
ass.
all right, so then would you count that as, you know how when people start counting how many folks they
I don't know your ass.
you wouldn't count them?
You in the sea of forgetfulness.
G Money
I
to also
forgot your
wow.
ass.
So
You is a non-factor. You
so
don't
I
even
guess
get counted.
wait, so I guess that's probably what I'm saying. Like, would that person be considered? I'm sorry. Would they be considered in that number? Like,
But
would
my
you,
thing is, it's your number to tell, so you don't have to be truthful if you don't want to. It's your business.
I guess you got a point.
I mean, who knows? Who knows you're lying, but you and that person.
Right,
And
right.
Who would believe that ugly motherfucker over me?
Hey, I'm just saying. Would you deny the
That's not
hookup?
stupid. My mama said, "Will you please stop doing that?"
Oh God, Tiffany Haddish apparently said something about hooking up with Chingy, and he tried to deny it, and I was
Who?
like, Tiffany Haddish,
Hooked up with who?
Chingy. I like it when you do it right there.
Right.
That dude, yeah.
But I remember her hooking up with the retarded dude.
What we're talking
Did
about?
you watch her? Did you watch her stand-up show?
Oh,
She hooked up with the dude that girl. She said he was slow and retarded. She said when they had sex, he was getting it. She said that's the best thing she ever.
Wait a minute.
And she said he stopped stuttering, and then immediately after he started.
Wait, G Money talking about something to see your forgetfulness is full.
No, it's
All right.
not G Money.
Okay, so G, since G tuning in, we gonna ask him. Hickeys, yes or no?
No.
With Layla, if Layla came home with a hickey.
I thought you was talking about men.
Well, I'm just saying,
But
period.
yeah.
When is too old?
Layla, no.
I'm just saying, when is too old to get a hickey? To get a hickey first?
Never.
You're never
It's
too old to get a hickey?
No, it's too old to ever have
Oh,
one.
okay. And I thought I always
Sucking on each other neck. That's
so
some
I have a
ignorant.
student. She came 3-4 on her neck, and I went in on it. And I said, so everybody's gonna know your business. Is he marking his territory? And she's like, no, it's not. And I was like, but everybody knows your business. No, they don't. I said, yes, they do. Because however you got him, if he was playing around, if y'all was playing around, and whatever was
It's a
happening,
conversation piece.
G told me something's gonna be problems.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. First of all, this is the thing, and I guess what happened to chivalry? Is that the word I need to use? Where you keep just business, where you don't be all out there with your neck.
Yeah, it's not
Out
chivalry though,
and-
because that's when you just being nice to a lady.
But that's the part where I'm saying. So it is chivalry because that's not nice.
Well,
With these
that's
nasty
some guy. You know
bruises.
when when boys
you
are young.
making her look like a hoe.
I agree with you.
That's what I happened to
totally agree
chivalry.
with you.
I'm
I
gonna
totally
look up
agree
the
with you.
word chivalry.
I'm telling you what it is. To be chivalrous, that means like
dang,
when
what
you
it mean.
open the doors, all that kind of stuff.
Really?
So Lois just joined us too. Lois, when is it too old to get hickeys? G Money's and what if
I'm looking at
your daughter came home with hickeys on the neck? Would you just immediately address it? Because I just think your mind just automatically goes to the wrong place. He said everybody ain't got to know everything. I'm with you, G. And I
That's
think
what I see.
what is chivalrous?
Oh, it's saying about it. This an ideal knight, especially courage, honor is an old word, but
Yeah, so it's like when you
nobleman.
right when they
no,
chivalrous,
I'm
they
just
like
saying
really
that
a
they-
gentleman. Yeah,
But
so,
it say what is chivalry and love? Courtesy, protective, honorable, and gentle.
yeah.
So yeah, that what happened to chivalry? 'Cause
Well, I mean, some
that's
people may
not
think
courtesy,
hickeys.
That's
I agree with you, Keisha.
yeah,
I am
know
not.
you agree
I'm
with
on
me,
the
but I'm
same
saying
side
that's
with you
what
with
I mean
that.
by chivalry. What happened to protecting the woman's virtue?
Right.
Ugh.
But you know, these young kids nowadays. Now, I will tell you this. This is one of the things that has been really getting me lately. How the rise of millennials that are bisexual or women that are gay. And
lesbians.
yes, and so we were having this discussion.
They don't
so-
want to be bothered with no man.
and that's exactly what they said, and I was just like, "What?"
That's
And
the man's fault.
Lois said, "Hickey's like, no."
Or no.
I mean, I know we all have
agree.
probably had one. Or
I've
two.
never
had a hickey.
No, you not sucking on my neck. with
Not
your-
it ain't got to be on your neck.
But you ain't sucking nowhere like that. What the hell?
I'm just saying, it doesn't have to be on your neck.
Ouch. Ouch. I'm gonna go. When you can't say amen, say ouch. I'm gonna say ouch.
I'm just saying that we ain't telling everything, but I'm saying no,
You done
kids,
told
don't
it.
even. I done told it.
You done told her.
Oh Lord. Okay. All right. So what about arguing via text message?
Oh my God! You heard about my drama last year when I told everybody at the church.
At the
We
church.
were all laughing. The women that were texting me.
Oh,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
want to get into detail, but yeah,
Listen.
I couldn't stop. I went what? And I no cuss word. Give me five, girl.
But I'm talking about with your significant other.
yeah, him too. Hell, I'm just saying.
Texting to me is already so impersonal. I
Yeah.
think they need to be quick things like, okay, I'm someplace where I can't talk, I'm gonna text you real quick. Or if I need something and I know you're busy. Or if it's a quick little, hey, blah, blah, blah. But if we gonna have a real conversation, don't send me no page text and start that aggravates us
You
too.
know how many times that
you
man
could,
broke up with me on text?
I know, but I'm just saying, don't do that to me. Like,
I mean-
wait till I come home, see me face to face, see me, come
But
see me.
The problem
At
is
me,
when
bruh.
you're in
Face
the
to
middle.
face.
Texting has made it available when you can't talk. Like I'm at work and I can't
Right,
talk.
then we need
and
to
then
be-
here
we
you go
table this
sending me
conversation.
something.
Yeah,
and
that's
and
just
I'm gonna
crazy.
tell you, my ex-husband, he's bad about that. He'll send something real nasty. I'm the type, I don't want that shit saved on your phone. I don't want to tell you what I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna put it. Hey, I'm gonna call you so I can deny it later. But so I call him.
Well, I'm talking about people who you want to be, by the way.
I'm saying that if I'm gonna go back and forth, I'm not gonna have a paper trail to this argument.
Yeah.
You understand what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
but
I don't want no paper trail.
I'm just thinking, and I know kids constantly. That's how they do. But adults, you can't be 45, 50 years old texting and arguing with somebody. That's just my opinion. I think it's so impersonal, and that's just, ugh. Okay. All right.
These new kids, that's the only way they talk is texting. And I don't understand. I don't understand the abbreviations, none of that.
So this morning I was on Instagram. I got up pretty early, and I was on Instagram after I did my devotional and everything. And it was this picture of this teenage girl. And she looked really, really young, and she was about to bust. And I was just like, well, dang, who is this? One of R. Kelly's, whatever. And it happened to be Justin Combs' mom. She was 16 years old, and Diddy was 24 when she was pregnant. And we up in here talking about R. Kelly.
We still gonna talk about R. Kelly.
I'm just saying.
Aura stands on aura. But what I was gonna say is what we've been talking about conversational wise here is that women, especially black women,
Right.
this have been going on for a while and it's
Yeah.
been overlooked. So the R. Kelly situation is good that it was brought out so people can see it, but it's been going on for a long time in our community where the parents
Right.
would not charge. And it's like, oh, but she's 16. No, she's still a child. Remember,
Yeah.
I explained
Yeah.
that this is statutory rape according to the law. Not because, in our communities, it's 16 mean you need to be pregnant.
I know,
In
but
some
she,
places,
but
and you understand what I'm saying?
yeah, but she's
that
16.
This was acceptable.
16 about the bus. So that was 15 dating and messing around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's-
so I was just like
it's
15 and you
unacceptable.
23, 24 years old. Ugh.
But this is a new day and age. We're talking about how old is he now? 20 something.
Who?
So I'm talking about Justin Combs. I'm saying when this happened, this was in the early 90s, right? 1993.
Talking about his mama.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. This happened in early 90s. I said now we're in the Me Too movement where we're bringing this stuff out that, hey, this is not cool for a 24-year-old to be dating a I didn't even hit that.
Okay, well,
To
would
be
that
dating
be
a,
would that be
6-year-old.
considered should she be considered a sugar baby and P Diddy a sugar daddy?
No.
Because you know how they say sugar daddies are 45 plus, and the
No.
girls they normally date or pay off, half their age, if
No.
not some.
I think they were in that age group where they thought it was okay for a 16-year-old to date a 24-year-old. But legally, it's not okay. But that was something that we generally accepted. We accepted 16 as a viable age to make a decision on sex.
Right.
The law says no.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, in 1993, I knew plenty of girls
Right.
in relationships like this. I even told you, because I grew up in Backwater, Alabama.
Mhm.
It was a white girl whose family sold her to and I say sold her because that's the way the story was told to me.
Right.
To a 50-year-old man, and he would bring her to school, girl, and drop her off. He was her husband.
Crazy.
And I was like, child, I would have ran away. And I was saying stuff like that. But it was acceptable in her family. I don't know if it was the church or whatever, but it was like, oh, that's my husband.
Right.
What? He older than my daddy.
All right. So Los Angeles businessman.
Oh, so we're talking about the school scandal. He paid $400,000 to get his son into Georgetown University as a fake tennis player. And he pled guilty in May to fraud and conspiracy. So he got 4 months in prison.
Okay.
But I just got one question. Who the hell got $400,000 to be getting these kids? And what? I'm like,
Here's the deal.
you could have used the $40,000 to get them a good job.
A good tutor.
No, I'm
And
saying
let them get some
they
good
didn't have to
grades.
go to college. Show them how
Well,
to invest it. You
but
ain't
here's
got to
the
go
deal.
to college if they can't get in.
Why couldn't they should have been able to get in Georgetown if they had good grades and you gonna pay anyway? Like what were they doing?
Well, and that's the point I'm making. If they don't have the grades, you can learn by experience. Everybody don't go to college, but your daddy got $400,000 to throw away, and if you gonna get a degree, because that's another $400 you gonna have to go with. So the lady that we brought to y'all last year, who shot the black man, Bo John, his name is Botham, but he went by Bo with his family, in his apartment. Sitting on his couch in his PJs, eating ice cream
And smoking a joint.
I don't know about no smoking joint. Don't even care. But in his house, and she shot and killed him. You owe me a box of them.
Whatever. Well, if
I
I owe
owe
you,
my
never,
life.
you'll never be broke.
So, but the thing that upset me is she got 10 years. And we saw here some of the cases of the lady who took her child to go to a different school district. Remember, they threw the book at her. They took it back, but they threw the book at her at first. And I'm like, why didn't this lady get 25 years or more? This is completely first-degree murder. And she got convicted of first-degree murder. She got convicted of first-degree murder. Yeah, she got convicted of first degree. That's why I know, because I had to put it on Facebook.
Right, but first degree murder is premeditated.
I don't know if it's premeditated. That's what she got convicted of.
First degree murder is premeditated.
It wasn't manslaughter.
Was it second degree?
It might have been. Let me look.
Okay, because first degree murder is like she got up, got her gun, came into place knowing she was going to kill him and killed him dead. Like first degree is like your intent is to, I guess maybe because her intent
was to kill him. She didn't give him not a shot, but let me look
well,
it up.
okay. All right, I can see that. But But they were talking about also how his brother, I saw that little part where he just was like, I forgive you. He was like, at this point, so many lives have been ruined as a result of this, and I forgive you. While she's looking that up, let's remember that it is October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Please go get your mammograms for women. Get checked. They have rallies and stuff everywhere, so go pink, help raise money. Just recently, I have a girlfriend who was diagnosed with breast cancer, had a double mastectomy, and is doing well. And so it's affecting both men and women everywhere. So we want to make sure that we are supporting the cause, because cancer is a horrible, 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 horrible disease.
Yes.
And they were saying how now it's not necessarily something that's a mark or hereditary. Just work on changing your diet and doing some other things. And so, yep. Okay. So while she finds that, she got sentenced to 10 years, Amber Geiger.
Yeah. I'm trying to see what the verdict was.
Okay.
They said she could have gotten 5 years to life.
Uh-huh. All right. Michelle Williams, you had that next one. I didn't really know what you were saying.
Oh, you did. So it's two Michelle Williams. Mm-hmm. One is the white actress, and one is the lady from Destiny's Child.
Okay.
And so the white actress won an Emmy.
Mm-hmm.
And so So people, on Instagram was like,
Oh,
congratulations,
congratulations,
Michelle Williams. And so she did a video, Instagram live video saying, okay, listen, I know we got
It's
the
not
same
me,
name,
right.
but it's not me. She is white and I am black. It
Right.
was so funny because she was like,
Because she got
if
that
you
common
pull-
name, yeah.
But she was like, but once you pulled up and hashtag my name, it should have shown you that
Right.
I'm
But
not
I
the
mean,
lady.
people just wasn't probably
But
looking
it
at
was
that.
so funny because she was
Uh-huh.
like, y'all just doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, let me keep.
So the California bill, which allows NCAA athletes to get paid, finally, I'm excited for that. LeBron James and Draymond Green is the landmark bill. It's called the Fair Play Act, and it will allow student athletes to hire agents and get paid from endorsements that the NCAA has been paid for years. A student will be paid when their name, their image, or their likeness of their image is used to make money from endorsements. And so Governor Newsom signed it, and it will take effect in 2023. And so people have been talking about it, and the NCAA is trying to go against the ruling, and they having all these issues. But you know what? Let me tell you something. When you got students who are raking in millions of dollars for the school and for the NCAA, and you have all these folks who are making money, except for the folks who out here not killing themselves, I'm sorry, who are actually using their talents and their skills to bring that in. And then you got folks who who got to go and steal crab legs or can't pay this or can't do that. And so everybody's like, oh, it's about to turn into this. And but no, it's already been that way. But the players just wasn't at the table. Now the players are at the table because the NCAA been at the table, the endorsement people been at the table, the colleges have been at the table.
Everybody
so now,
reaping the benefits.
Yeah, everybody
but
at
the people who putting their lives on
exactly.
the line.
So
Exactly.
exactly. So now guess what? The athletes have a seat at the table. And so let's pull the wool off of all of it. And you know what? Shame on you, NCAA, for you not even wanting to do this because you're just greedy at this point in your industry that you charge all the kids to get qualified, to get these amateur certificates. The people who Nike and all those people who endorse these kids, the advertisement, all these things that y'all make money off of, including, the charging at the game, the coaches, everything. And then you can't play the players. They're the one people who, if they don't show up, y'all wouldn't have no games. Give them a seat at the table. So thank you, and I applaud Governor Newsom for his efforts in trying to make this happen.
Yeah, great. And I do too, because I'm sitting here going, the money that is made off these players' back.
Yeah.
And it's like slavery. And
Yeah.
that's what Draymond Green was like. It's slavery.
Yep.
It's basically
But
slavery.
I don't know if you saw Trevor Noah last night, but there was another guy on there talking about the 1% and how they go about saying how they give this money and they do this and do that. But he was like, really, we need to take back our power. And,
yeah.
so I will discuss more of that later. Okay, so Stacey Dash, we'll come back
Girl,
to it.
okay. It
Recap.
said murder, convicted of murder, but
Okay.
it didn't say first, second, manslaughter, nothing.
Okay.
So Stacey Dash, y'all, girl. So I'm telling my boo about Stacey. He's like, oh, that's my boo. I love Stacey Dash. I was like, oh, well, let me tell you the story.
Stacey Dash.
Since you love her.
Oh, God.
So husband number 4 for Stacey Dash, he got mad at that.
Oh,
'Cause I
God.
said, let me tell you the story.
Oh, gosh.
Husband number 4, they're in Florida. They're living in Florida.
Yeah.
And she called, and you can hear the tape because Breakfast Club played it. This heifer, oh Jesus. Anyway, so she said they got in an altercation. And when the police got there, the police was asking her questions like, what do you do for a living? I mean, just racist shit. I mean, I just don't even understand what type of racist.
But you know what? But Stacey
she was
Dash,
like,
it's the
I'm
karma.
an actress. She said, I'm an actress. And he was like, what have you played in? She said, a movie called Clueless?
Oh, God. Ouch.
This is Clueless from 1998. Oh, my God.
Let me tell you.
So the guy arrested her. So this is the kicker, because I had to hit my boo with this. She put on the arrest documents that she white.
Right, but we already knew Stacey had denounced the black. But that's going to be the people that's going to come and help her, that she going to need the help from, and she around here denouncing cultures and stuff. Sit down somewhere, Stacey.
It hurt his feelings so bad. He didn't know his boo thought she was
Wait,
white.
so let me tell you, I had met one of my friend's aunts, right? And so when she saw me, she kept saying, oh, my God, you remind me of somebody. You remind me of somebody. You remind me of some actress, some blah, blah, blah. So she goes on. And then she goes, some B-list actress. I was like, well, dang, I got to remind you that they got to be a B-list actress. So we get in the car halfway back home, and she sends a text message and was like, Stacey Dash. I said, I do not look. I said, of all of the black actresses you could come up with, you going to come up with the one who basically denounced her race. I was like, look here,
No, thank
Unlinda.
you.
Ain't nobody messing with you, so I'll be clowning Unlinda. All right,
Convicted, it just say convicted of murder.
all right, can we?
So I'm gonna leave it alone.
Yes,
I just want to
Jesus.
say, I looked
Okay.
up another article
So
just on
Carson
murder.
King. So let me tell you this story. It's very interesting. So Carson King held up a sign at a college football game as a joke, asking for money to buy beer. And he left his Venmo account at the end of the little sign he did, and he ended up raising almost $2 million. So what he did was he bought him a case of beer and donated the rest to a children's hospital that overlooks the college stadium. Because during the games, they bring the babies to the windows, and all the players at everybody at certain times of the game will look up and wave and everything for them, because the kids are probably, it's a children's hospital. So he donated this money, and then the Bush beer or whatever, they matched it.
Stop
So
putting on your hair.
I know. So then this dang on reporter decides he gonna go digging up Carson King. He digs him up and finds out that when he was 16, 10 years ago, he did these little racist tweets, right? So he clowned him about the racist tweets, right? And did all this stuff. Yeah, you giving this money, you doing this, but he did whatever. So then they dug up the reporter's tweets. His racist tweets was worse than Carson's, and he ends up getting fired from his job.
Y'all know what's in the Bible. I'm just gonna tell you what the Bible says. When you go pulling out my stuff out of the sea,
You better pull yours
you gonna
too.
pull yours too. So
I
stop
was
digging
like,
in
you
folks'
got to
mess.
be kidding me. Of all the things, you couldn't just say that this guy did a good deed. I mean, because he could have kept that $2 million. I mean, they just freely gave it to him,
And he gave it to the
He gave it all except for one case of beer to the children.
So this is what.
But I'm just
in
saying, so this
social
man,
media, in this
I
social
know.
media world, everything you do is traceable. So I'm stressing to the young kids, be careful what you do. Yes, you can be young and dumb, but
Yeah.
if it's out on the intranet,
yeah.
anybody can pull it up. And
Girl,
I mean,
I was just floored
you
at
just
the
don't
fact.
want to explain
Yeah.
everything. But
And the
yeah.
karma behind it.
The karma, because I mean, we know this. You start pulling up my
Right.
stuff, I'm gonna pull up yours.
Jesus. I was like, and then what? So then the newspaper ended up firing her. You lost your job trying to clown somebody else.
I'm gonna hit you with another one. People
Yeah.
in glass houses shouldn't throw what?
Right. I feel you. Okay, go ahead and talk about your
He who has
impeachment
not
inquiry.
sinned- He who has not sinned. Go ahead, talk about what? Oh, whew. Let me get my breath. Girl, did you see the impeachment inquiry?
No.
Did you see what happened?
No.
Okay, so let me bring you up to speed.
Okay, real quick,
So
though.
your boy, 45,
Yes.
decided
I want the
right after
abridged
Mueller
version.
was on TV, he gonna call the Ukraine.
Oh, yeah, I did see all that.
Okay, so he called the Ukraine asking them to help him dig up some dirt on Joe Biden, because apparently he's very
his
afraid of
son.
Joe. But apparently he's very afraid of Joe.
Okay.
And if they did not,
You think
he
Bernie
was
gonna drop out the race?
Who?
He
Bernie
should, though.
good. Nah, Bernie good.
Mm.
Bernie said he's
should.
out there, but hey,
Only because of just the way it looked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we already struggling.
but we're gonna have a primary, so a whole bunch of them.
I
will be
know, but I'm
dropped,
just
so-
saying. That's
But
just-
I mean, Bernie's my guy, but I mean, I can't say that because we all have health issues, and
I
I don't
know,
want to be
but-
a part of ageism. But I would love for Elizabeth Warren and Kamala Harris to duke it out. But anyway, so he asked them to dig up some dirt on Joe Biden, and when he said dig up some dirt on Joe Biden, we were already committed to giving them money to buy weapons so they could fight Russia, and he told them that they wouldn't get it unless they give him some dirt on Joe Biden. Is that called extortion?
well, allegedly.
No, that's the whole conversation. This ain't alleged. This
I
is
know,
what happened.
but they're
No,
saying that-
allegedly
they're saying that
hearsay.
the
No,
Ukrainian-
he played the tape, so we've heard it.
No.
So let me tell you the exact words he said. Was so he said, so are you gonna, this the Ukraine president, you gonna send us the money? But he said, first I need a favor. No. And the Republicans on TV said, he didn't say that. He didn't say that. I need a favor though. Verbatim. He said, I need a favor though. In other words, you ain't getting shit until you do my favor. Which is extortion, which is treasonous, which is asking the foreign government to enter the election.
Well, and I will say this, and I have two views on him. One as an individual and another as a politician. he's really not a politician. I mean, it's a service job that he could never do. And I think his background in business and the type of business that he did to gain his wealth or to do whatever he has done,
file bankruptcy.
he it crossed over into the presidency, and that was not the place for it. And all we're doing is seeing how it's not the place for it. And I get sometimes you got to play hardball with stuff and all the other stuff that I've been hearing Republicans saying about things that you may do or not do or whatever. But it's still a service job, and you gotta love everybody, even if you don't want to say that or you don't want to believe it for wholeheartedly. You got to get paid everybody with some respect, and it's just a lot of stuff.
You
So
ain't
when I
gotta
hear
love
him,
everybody, but
well,
you
you
gotta
know what
work
I mean.
for
That's what I'm
everybody
saying.
because that's a public service
Well,
job,
but
and you're using
above all-
our resources for your own personal gain. Because number one, he put your boy Mike Pompeo up there, and then did you hear about him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because he went on the circuit saying he ain't know nothing about the call. Then found out he was in on the call listening. What kind of cricket mess? And Mike Pence was there in Ukraine to beg. So if 45 get impeached, if Mike Pence get impeached, and this is just my prayer, Nancy Pelosi would be the president. Hot damn! I can hope. A girl. That's what this book is about. Hoping. I hope both of them gone. But
All right.
anywho.
Okay, so a few new Florida laws. If you are holding a cell phone while driving near a school or construction site, it can lead to a $65 fine and 3 points on your license. So right now they're giving warnings, and come January 2020, it will be, you get your, well, I guess they could probably fine you now too, but the whole point is they're saying if you're even holding it, so you don't have to be on it, but if you're holding a phone and the police see you or somebody reports that, you could have a $65 fine and 3 points on your license. And when you get
Who
them
the
points
hell
on
be
your
holding
license.
phones? We're laughing because we all kind of do our thing from here.
Well, because I
When
think
see
people when they
holding their phone, I be like, damn, what kind of car?
because
you
they
riding?
do when they the purpose is the texting part. I think
No,
that's
but I
part
know,
of
but I'm talking about the ones who be like this, talking like this. I'm like, what the hell is you
it.
doing?
Texting, not talking. That's
no,
what we
I'm
just
talking
talked about.
When I see people doing this, like
Okay.
this, I be like, what kind
Well,
of
I do
phone?
want you to quickly chime in on the other Florida law that's taking in effect is hazing can be a Class 3 felony if it results in injury or death to anyone involved.
Why it's got to result in injury and death? Why don't just be hazing? If you hazing anybody, I mean, that's my thing. So, and I know this is not on here, but I want to bring it up since we talking about Florida. Baker, did you see the Mount Meg student that was on the cover of the Daily News? That they was shouting racial slurs. I mean, these are middle school students out of Baker. I don't understand. What are y'all raising? What are you raising? And then you turn around and then for us here in Fort Walton Beach, Niceville students wrote a racial slur on our stadium. What is going on in Northwest Florida? What kind of racists are we? Racists we're raising. So I'm talking to the parents. What kind of racist ass children y'all raising? And to me, and I'm gonna call the head of Board of Education. What's his name? I don't know what his name, but I'm gonna put it in the word.
My boss.
Your boss. What his name is? Marcus. I got you, Marcus.
Oh God.
I'm gonna call because I think that if you're a student and a student athlete and you behave like this, your school should not have a program. If you don't know how to be an athlete and have sportsmanship, you should not be playing football. And I can tell
How
you,
are the athletes doing that? Then when they on the
It
field?
was the football players. It was the football
Which
players.
football players? That when they on the
Baker's
field?
Middle school. It was the football player on the field. Did you didn't read? It's the
Okay,
football player.
you merged two things together. You said when they went to Fort Walton, and the last thing you said was when they went
it
to
was
Walton.
Niceville students.
I know,
No,
right?
I'm-
So
but
that
I'm
was the
going
last
back-
thing you said.
No,
so
but
that's
I'm
why I
talking
was like,
about
okay.
the
so
football
that's why.
players from Mount, and these are junior high school students, and they love football. You love,
But I
you
just
know how
think
they love
you-
football. Take that mess away, and then get them in a diversity class and inclusive class. They need to learn how to be inclusive.
Okay, so Kenya Moore and Mark Daly announced their divorce after 2 years. Dang.
I mean, I said I want to look at Keisha when she
Dang.
read these 2 years. She just got that man to get a baby.
Oh,
And be on
okay.
the show.
Well,
I don't
Tristan
know.
Thomas, I think Chloe did it to get a baby too. So
Well,
both of
he
them.
already had a baby.
No,
But I'm
for her to get a baby.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
I believe that too. But so
And then
you know,
old Nicole Murphy. She was on Wendy Williams crying probably.
girl, she wasn't crying.
Oh.
She said she made a mistake.
You know what? I think Nicole
Is she-
let
but
that
she was trying to
let
sell
that
something.
look in that little bite right. She didn't and it's running out, baby, and the money running with it. So,
And that look what?
and then
look at
Demi
the
Moore has a
mess.
new book.
Yes, did you read about it?
Mm-mm.
So she's been going on the circuit, and the name of the book is Inside Out. And she talks about what she did to try to keep Ashton Kutcher, because you know she was several years older than him, and
She brought a third party into their
They
relationship.
did threesomes, and so when he cheated, he told her he thought it was fair game since she allowed somebody in the bedroom with him.
Well,
And she said slapped in her face, and she lost her 20-year of sobriety because she turned to drugs and alcohol during this time in her marriage. But
and Vicodin. Ooh.
drugs. But what the thing that got me is trying to hold on to a younger man. She was just saying, and most of it saying how she tried to hold on to him. You know, because she's already feeling inadequate being an older woman. But she had this banging ass body. You know how we talk about people? What are you, girl? Some of these young chicks
But
look
that's
like
not-
they
but the-
102.
I get it, but that that's
No,
what
I'm
I'm
just-
saying. Some of the baddest bodies, some of the what's supposed to be the baddest chicks and all that kind. It doesn't matter.
They don't hold
Can
no
I
man.
just
Look
tell
at Halle
you?
Berry.
Let
Look
me
how
tell
many
you.
times Stacey Dash been married.
Let me tell you this
Crazy.
real quick. So the kids, we were talking, and one of my students is named Joseph, right? And
Don't
so
be telling that boy name.
no,
Go
I ain't gonna
ahead.
say his last name. But anyway, so then he was doing something, and he kept, on his phone. I said, Joseph, I need you to get off your phone. I said, you named after Jesus' daddy, and you acting like that. And he looked at me and laughed. So the one kid across the thing say, God's name is Jesus. Girl. And was serious as a heart attack, too. I was like, oh, somebody help us. Somebody help us.
Jesus
Somebody
daddy,
help us.
Joseph.
And he
Jesus
go-
stepdaddy.
Right. Then he goes talk about something. And so, Miss Keisha, I'm serious. I never even really heard the story. I thought that it was just Jesus and God. Like, and so when the other kids started telling him, he was like, so Jesus, mama, thought. I said, you know what? We gonna stop all of this conversation right now because I can't stand neither one of y'all right now. All right, so Kris Jenner's boyfriend is gonna spank Corey.
Corey,
Corey, his name is Corey.
Kris Jenner's boyfriend, and they showed the little clip because I don't watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
Nah, me either.
But Corey is a younger guy, and he tells Scott Disick that if Penelope hit him, he's gonna spank her. And this is a step. This ain't even a step granddaddy. This your grandmama boyfriend. Do you think a grandma boyfriend have a right to spank anybody's
Baby,
children?
if you come to my house and you do something wrong, you will get
No,
beat
but
down.
I'm
I
just
don't care
saying.
who you are. You could be my
So-
friend's cousin's grandmother, sister's cousin. Kids need to be disciplined. Period. That's how I see. And he not walking up to her just spanking her or beating her or doing nothing crazy to her. If she's doing something, she needs to be corrected. And kid, that's the whole point of
I'm
why
not
how
with
you grow
that.
up, and that's fine. But that's how you grow up. When you grow up, you get disciplined. Period.
So this
Dot,
is my
dot,
take
dot.
on. This is
Ain't
my
got nothing
take.
to do with him being a boyfriend. He's a grown adult, and she has to learn some respect. Period.
Okay, so here's my take.
Well, don't bring him to the house.
And that's one thing because I think that's what they said that their child will not be around
Okay.
him. And my other thing, and I'm fine with that too. But my other thing is something that I found about people who like spank other people's kids because I tend to not spank, but I escort your child right on out, and I threaten them all the time, but I always find something constructive for them to do. That's cleaning. I get them reading books. I make them write the start with the dictionary, start with A. I find other ways to get together. But I feel like this is me. I just feel like that when it comes to punishing someone's child that's not your child, number one, and just because you're dating grandma doesn't mean I would tell her, take care of your grandchild, get your grandchild. I direct that back to you because you could be arrested for putting your hands on somebody's child.
No, not in Florida. You can't.
Okay, because I know correctional officers who work
No.
with kids that can go be arrested.
Okay, but
and
here's the
teachers
deal:
who can be
no,
arrested.
because
Yeah.
corporal punishment is still legal, so
No,
you can
it's-
take me to court if you want to. I'm just
But
telling you
I'm
the law.
saying you
The bottom
still
line
can
is
be- I didn't say
nobody
you
is
could be
no.
convicted,
So
but I said
nobody
you
is
could be
sitting up here trying to beat
arrested.
nobody's children just to be. If she is out of line and doing something she shouldn't do, she needs to be corrected. Period. And if she's there and you bring her over there and she with me and your grandmama,
I didn't say not correct.
All
I
right.
said you don't have to spank them.
Okay,
I
so
said
as-
you as and
okay.
for me,
Well,
and it
I'm
goes
glad.
back-
I'm glad your kids didn't come to my house. They would have got a
Yeah,
spanking.
and this is a different era for me, especially when you're talking about a woman spanking somebody versus a man, because sometimes men don't know their strength. I know you don't get that.
I don't think that, but see, but that's
men
the
don't
point.
know their
I
strength.
don't-
Therefore, I don't know you. Don't
No,
touch my
but
child.
the bottom line is,
Boom.
if you come in, she do know him. That's the you. She
No.
does. Yes, she does.
He-
No matter
he
if you want to label.
grandmama's-
So what?
grandmama's
She knows
boyfriend.
him. He's
And
been
it's
in their
been a
family
bunch
for a
of
number of
boyfriends
years. They
that
done
have
been
killed
there.
a bunch of kids.
No, but
yes,
but
that
when
ain't, that ain't.
you I go to the extreme about
That's the
something.
truth,
That is
though.
not that, but that's the extreme, Keisha. If you are allowing somebody to come to my house, when you talk about the ones who done killed somebody,
didn't say
usually the
come to your
mama, this
house.
we can talk about them being on drugs. We can go way out somewhere. What I'm saying to you is, if she's with this man, they in the house, and the little girl is not doing not supposed to. He's been around them. They've been around each
And
other.
it's a
So
no.
discipline is discipline.
Yeah.
And that's probably why she bad as hell. So everybody
We
needs
don't
the
know she
pow
bad
needs
as
to happen
hell.
to many kids. That's why many kids walking around here not doing the stuff they need to do anyway.
But that should be
because they
the
didn't get it.
parents.
Period.
It ain't your place.
Okay.
And I'm a firm believer it ain't my place.
All
Raise
right.
your kids how you want to.
Yep,
But I
at
don't
your
have
house,
to be
and then
around
you ain't gotta be over
them.
there.
But the part
You
where
bring them over
said
here.
it-
I'm telling you,
I-
if
but
any of your
nobody
children would have
said
showed up
bringing
at my
them
house when they
nowhere.
were little, and you said, "Hey, can you watch them? Because I need to do X, Y, and
we're
Z,"
not talking about
and they
you.
did
We
something
talking
crazy,
about Corey.
oh, they would get the pow
I'm talking
pow.
about Corey, not you. I'm talking about Corey. As a step grandfather, stay in your step grandfather right. You ain't got to raise nobody damn children. If you ain't got
Oh.
none, you ain't got to
All right,
raise
so
none.
come on. As the son of hip hop stars, you're talking about.
Notorious B.I.G. son,
Mm-hmm.
his with Faith Evans, his name is C.J. Williams, Christopher Williams,
Oh.
Jr. 22, is now a part of that that cannabis company.
Oh,
He's got a cannabis company called Think Big.
okay.
I said, well, go on, young brother, get on out there and make that money. He said, it was kind of a motivation for me to really want to do music and also get into cannabis and really continue the family legacy. So he's out here working with artists and making money.
Mhm.
And he said, seeing the positive effect the drug has on his younger brother who was born with autism, he now focuses on promoting the wellness aspect of CBD usage.
Oh, okay. All right. So Eddie Murphy is he back? He's about to do SNL and bring back Gumby. He's doing
Murphy was hilarious.
He's doing a
on
remake
SNL.
of Coming to America. So if you Coming to America 2, he got a host of comedians in there. That junk is gonna be hilarious. They have Wesley Snipes playing
Oh, yeah.
the neighbor, and I forgot his name, but it was something funny. And then he just finished a movie about the life of Rudy Ray Moore as Dolomite. So, Jamie, I think what's happening is Eddie's money is running a little low with all these churn he got, which is totally okay with me because bringing him back is a good thing. But yes, he coming back full force. Like in the next couple months, wrapping up Coming to America 2, doing SNL, then finish this Rudy Ray Moore movie, and he's got a stand up.
He just had baby number 10.
Yeah, and he about to
So
do a stand up.
He need to what? He need to make some money.
Yeah, he need to make some money, and now
Just
he may not
when
be
he
as
get
good
most of
as
them
he
out
was
with
in that
Nicole
red leather
Murphy,
suit.
He still got 5 more to go.
Right. See, he may not be as good as he was in that red leather suit, but we gonna see what he cooking. He's got a stand up. He's got that too as well. Stand up, SNL, and 2 movies. Go ahead,
He told
Jamie.
Nicole Murphy to apologize. He told her, you need to apologize. Don't go out here trying to explain your situation. You just need to say, I'm sorry, I was wrong. Okay?
Anytime you got it, Murphy telling you to go ahead and apologize, baby, you need to apologize.
You need to apologize. So to be or not to be, are you being good to your partner? Or y'all
No.
treating each other well?
No.
Because I'm gonna tell you, I have an uncle that his wife drinks coffee and he gets up every morning and make her coffee.
Oh,
Did you know?
that's
I'm
stinking
like,
cute.
shit, who gonna make me some coffee? Well,
Right.
Ada makes my coffee.
Well, but you know what? And we have
train them well.
a couple at our church who will celebrate their 65th wedding anniversary this year, and this month. And they are the cutest little couple ever. And that's how Mr. JB is, baby. He come in there casket sharp with his suits and make sure mother gets to what she need to do. And she, you could tell when she was younger, she probably was a little drama queen with the stuff, and he just rolled with her. And so he had this suit on the other day, baby. I said, now, Mr. JB, what? You better teach these young kids something, baby. Yes, Keisha, you would have clowned him so bad. Down to them, them boots, them ankle boots, baby. Yeah, he was killing the game, baby.
That's
I
how
was
Uncle
like,
Bill used to make us cry.
yeah, baby. Yes, hot. But yeah, go ahead.
And my mom can't see now. She's legally blind, and my dad is having to take her around. And people was like,
Aw.
"Look at your dad. Look at your mom." I always see them arguing, but look how he take care of. Child, he called the other day and told on her. And she called me back and cussed me out.
Oh, God.
Cussed me and him out both times. We both can go up the river. Because I told my daddy can't do nothing. You had to leave my dad alone.
Oh, God. How's he doing?
He's doing good. He's doing good. It was
Okay.
outpatient surgery, but
Okay,
he's
so he's
good.
good. All right, so is your partner your best friend? I think they should be one of them.
Yes.
But I'm like,
You and
Maya
me against
Angelou.
the world, baby.
Maya Angelou said every woman should have at least 3 good girlfriends.
Oh yeah, but your
And
partner should
doesn't
be
cost it. I call them no fee friends, where it doesn't cost anything to be their friend. Y'all cannot talk for a while, just all of that. But every girl should have at least 3, because as you know, you get older and things start happening and changing. You need them good girlfriends. So
Yeah,
I thank
but your
God for
partner
mine.
should be your friend. You should not be
Yeah.
enemies. You should be on the same team, and everything y'all
Absolutely.
do is for each other. You got to cut everybody out for each other.
We ain't got to cut no
No,
everybody
I'm
out.
talking about whenever you're talking about, you got to protect your space.
Yeah.
Your space for your partner got to be y'all. You can't
Right.
let everybody in your space.
Well, I'm not. Yeah,
That's what I meant.
It's a separate thing. I think it's separate.
No,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying that if you are in that type of relationship, it should be you and him against the world.
Right.
All right. Y'all better get it. Hey, that's why I'm single.
Girl, shut up. Jaden Smith. I mean, I talked about them a while ago, and I remember you was all about. I was like, something ain't right, something ain't right. But go
What's
ahead.
wrong? This
Go
is
ahead.
good with him. So did you watch it?
No.
Okay, then what you talking about? Girl, this is good. So Jaden Smith switched to vegan. And I'm glad we're talking about this, and it found out it didn't work with him. He was like wasting away, and they was like, "What is going on with you?" And so what we'll call an emergency red table talk, and they all sat down, and each one of them had issues with food, and they all look beautiful. So that's the thing that was getting me. I was like, "Oh my God!" So like, girls, Jada said, "We'll eat anything that's not like me." She was like, "We'll be eating cake, then next thing eating broccoli." Then she's like, I'm that type, I eat. And she was like, "We'll just be, he's
Yeah.
the type that eat anything."
Yeah.
And she's the type, like, she only eat if she need to eat. And she could eat bland, She like bland foods, where he eats fruits, vegetables, cakes, pies, cookies. So he went on vacation. And he said the guy was making him fresh muffins every morning. He said he would get up, eat muffins, and by noon have him a vodka drink and go to sleep. He gained 40 pounds.
I'm not eating muffins.
Eating muffins and drinking vodka. He said he was living his best life.
40 pounds, though, and overloads he on vacation.
No,
Like-
but I mean, that's what he said. It started there.
Oh,
he
okay. I was
so
like,
he was
what
saying
the heck?
He was up to 240 pounds. Said he had never weighed over 225, what he did for Muhammad Ali
Right.
to get the muscle. So this was 240 of fat. And he was like, Jada, and all that was said, they were looking at him going, he didn't got
Girl,
so
stop.
it's like sitting down and talking. So they brought in a
Who is
nutritionist that was talking to everybody, but it was like each one of them had their own separate issue.
Right.
It wasn't a paintbrush that fit everybody. And
But
so,
I think that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize. Is like, I realize, like, Doja can eat meat all day long.
and he's good.
And I can't do that. Like, I realize that I've had too much of the meat. But I do crave meat as well. But I can't eat a lot of salads because salads don't do well with me.
Yeah,
like, I can
yeah.
have vegetables, but I'm like, Jane, I need a
Cook 'em.
combination.
Yeah.
I cannot do a full out, I'm going to be a vegan and I have this, or I'm going to eat salads for months. And I can't do that. My body just totally doesn't respond to that.
They looked at Jaden. His skin had turned gray. He was like skin and bones. He was looking very bad. He was like, I'm on this vegan diet. And then come to find out, vegan couldn't work for him. He had to have some proteins. So he explained to everybody at the table that he's vegetarian now. So he can have eggs and cheese and milk,
Right.
but not just straight vegetables. He
Right.
had to have some protein. So you got to figure out
And
what
he's
works
probably
for you.
genetically built, kind of like
Yeah,
his mom.
and
His
they're
mom
real
and his
skinny.
sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But I
so-
will tell you this too. I had for the first time today a Impossible Burger for Burger
Oh my
King.
God, my cousin called me the other day.
Have you
She
had it?
No, I'm not.
Now-
I'm not a big fan of no meat. so.
No, hold on. So this, and you know how you look.
Yeah, I know.
Remember when I was trying to get y'all all went with your afro, and I was like, no, I'm staying with the creamy crack. Okay, so I went and I told Jen Wolfcock, I said, okay, if I get one, you got to eat the other half. So I went and got one and split it in half and ate, and we took a bite at the same time because I was like, okay. Then I waited for the aftertaste, and I was like, okay. Then I waited. Girl, that thing tastes just like a waffle.
My
Keisha.
mama said it was so nasty.
Keisha,
But listen,
your mama
my
saying
mama
that because
did- no.
if
She-
y'all would have gave her that and not told her it was an
No,
Impossible
Let
Burger,
me tell you why she said it. Because I don't know why she knew it was no meat. I was like, you can't go in going, it's gonna taste just like me. You got to go in saying, it's
No, Keisha, it
no, I'm
tastes
saying
just
in
like
her
meat.
Head, in her head,
I
that
get it, but I'm
I
telling
was
you
like,
right now,
you can't do that, mama.
I'm telling you right now, I will buy you an Impossible
No,
Burger.
don't buy me one, cause
Keisha.
No, not saying that. I don't like
Keisha.
Burger King, so I don't even want that.
I get it, but no, I'm telling you right now. I am telling you right now. If I
Mama said it
put
tastes like
two
cardboard.
no, if I put two burgers, a
But-
regular Whopper, hold on, and an Impossible Burger right here, cut it in half and had you take a bite of it,
Well, I'm gonna tell you,
you would not be able to tell me the
well,
difference.
this guy on Facebook
promise
said that add bacon is real good.
I'm
Bacon on everything.
I'm
is
just
good.
telling you now. You know I'm a big fan of. I mean,
I mean, I have
so Peaches and Candace
Where
were
is
both trying to
Peaches?
get me. well,
is
both of them were trying to
Peaches?
get me to try it, and Peaches was like, "I'll buy you the burger, Keisha. I'm telling you, Key." And I was like, "Okay." And so I had it today for the first time, and I was waiting for the little aftertaste. I was waiting for the foolishness, no foolishness.
So
like
it's,
I could do that on Meatless Monday and eat an
yeah,
Impossible
that'd
Burger.
be awesome. I have not been eating burgers lately, and I just mentioned
Well, it's
that
plant-based,
today.
so it-
No, but I'm just saying I haven't been eating a burger. I haven't had a craving for a burger because
Mm-hmm.
usually after a few days I want a burger, and I was like, I don't even want burgers. What's going on? But I get like that sometimes. But when I went to Atlanta and we went to Darius Greens and Gravy, we had to pass Slutty Vegan. And the other Keisha was telling me the line be way around because it's not a place to sit. It's just a walk-through restaurant.
Right.
And their burgers, Keisha said, are very good. And people are paying $20 for them a pop, and they swear they good. They made out of beans. They made out of everything.
This is a
Mushroom.
$6 burger from Burger King,
Yeah.
and trust me, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
All right, real quick about D'Angelo because we wrapping it up.
Oh, D'Angelo Williams, who plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I put this on all this stuff from last week, y'all. So I'm trying to remember what his nonprofit organization will be paying for 53 mammograms at hospitals located in Charlotte, North Carolina, and Pittsburgh. So women who can't afford to get a mammogram, he lost his mother to breast cancer. So
Okay.
his foundation is gonna pay for 53.
Oh, because
things.
I was like, that's one. Well, I guess if you have insurance, all right.
Yeah.
All right. The rise of anxiety in schools. Let me tell you guys, please,
Child.
please, if
I had
you
it.
have a student and you notice that they want to stay at home, that they seem like they're a little depressed, if they're having problems keeping their grades up, if everything stresses or worries them so much, you really do need to seek some help for them. We have so many kids that are like, I mean, even at the homecoming, like there was a girl it was three of them, just at one, pinging off each other and freaking out and had to go outside. I mean, like this anxiety thing is getting out of control. So if you know a young person, don't always just try to shrug them off and tell them stop being dramatic and act. Please listen to them and take a second, because you want them to learn how to manage their stress levels and be able to do that without them having all the time to just feel like you're not listening to them. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I had anxiety, and I told you I didn't find out till later in my life that's what it was. And it started in school, and it was from tests. I performed in the band. I would break out in hives. I would feel like I'm going to throw up. And then, somebody was, oh, it's just nerves. But later on, I realized it was anxiety. I would have like panic attacks. And before things that to other people was a problem.
Right.
Yes, I'm having a test. Yes, I study. And I was a good student.
Right.
So why would I be having anxiety? It just used to stress me out going, it's very important. And it's like, it'll be okay. And during the anxiety attack, it feels like it's life ending.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's just a test and
Right.
you'll be over with it.
Right.
Now I have to look at things like so if I fail, it's make it up the next
Right,
time.
right.
But I never thought like that. It was like, I gotta pass.
Right.
And my mother was never on me about grades, and my dad either. So I don't know where this crazy anxiety, it didn't stem from having to overachieve. It just stemmed
I think
from
there's a lot of
that-
sources, that they talk about.
But that's what I'm saying. I didn't have that. So mine came
No.
from, and actually could be hereditary is what I want to say, because my son also now have anxiety, and I have to look at him and go, it'll be all right. And now he say stuff like, it's okay. Because I was fussing at him this morning about his hair. He let his girlfriend do his hair. Girl, it was UGLY.
Okay,
Hey, hold
so
on, wait a minute.
Coco
Hold on,
Austin
wait
is
a minute.
still.
I
Come on,
said-
let's wrap
hold
this
on,
up.
but I
No,
said-
I'm not about to let you do that
No,
today,
no,
baby.
no,
Come
but I'm
on, let's
saying-
go.
He goes, I got good hair. And I
Okay.
trained him well. He's
All
good.
right, Coco Austin is still.
Breastfeeding her 4-year-old with iced tea. She says that she enjoys the bonding time with her. I love it. It's up to the mother and
Shut
child.
up! Shut up!
It is.
Shut
It
up!
It's up to the mother. She said
Ain't nobody
they
got
are
time for
bonding
that. Go
and
to the
she
next
love it.
one. Whatever.
Orlando officer under investigation after he arrested a
He should
first
be
grader.
6 feet under.
6-year-old girl who had a meltdown. She had a meltdown.
Oh my
They
God!
are-
I
and now
can't
he
even
just
imagine.
and we're talking about the
So now this
anxiety
baby is probably never, ever, ever,
PTSD.
ever, ever, ever gonna trust police officers.
or
She's gonna have
adults.
a 6-year-old. Where
Or
was
feel
the
safe at
teacher?
school.
Where was the teacher?
Yeah,
'Cause-
but I mean, you got another person of authority saying, "I'm arresting her." How do you?
baby, I'm gonna tell you one thing. Had it, oh Jesus, it couldn't have been Doja Bruce Thomas Jr. You hear me, baby?
Oh, you already know.
Oh Jesus. Okay, how far would you go to feed and take care of your children? A mother convicted of killing her 4 children because she was worried about how to take care of them.
That's another part of anxiety and the panic attacks of you thinking that that's the only way you can save. You know, it's irrational. You read that
Totally
and you go, it's irrational, right?
Totally irrational. Totally irrational. Okay, Malik Yoba.
He storms off the set of The Root because he had a
What's
private,
the root?
It's a interview like radio station or
Oh, okay.
TV show or something.
Mhm.
Anyway, he storms off the set because he had a dinner with the guy saying, what we're going to talk about. And the guy, he said, blindsided him by talking about him having sex with underage transgender people. Is
Oh,
this
God.
turning into Malik Yoba's thing? Because I'm like, now it's not even about the transgender people and people accepting them.
Oh,
it's
God.
about you being in your feelings. Are you crazy? And
What,
they
being in
was
his
like,
feelings about
so-
them saying something to him about it?
Yeah, he goes off saying you didn't you lied to me, and he, in other words, they say it's another R. Kelly meltdown. You know, like I look like, you know, he's going off like it's like it's not even about you, boo, like that. If you're here for the transgender community, then why my allergies, girl? My eyes.
No, it's
running
probably
and
because
I'm
of the fan.
No, I don't
Okay.
know.
All right.
I'm
So a
saying that-
Subway employee fired for cleaning the counter with the mop.
Yes.
Stop wiping your eye because you got that eyeliner everywhere.
It keep running. I'm sorry. It's the water.
What?
Okay, so my son was like, I'm gonna go to Subway to get some. I go to Subway. He said that day, and I said, "Oh, you heard about the dude wiping the counter with the mouth?" He said,
Subway employee, not the Subway,
Subway.
the Subway restaurant.
Yeah, but I said I ain't eating at
He
no more Subway.
wiped
My son said,
the
"Mama, you went
counter
too far."
with the mop.
With the mop, girl.
Girl, let me tell you, I was getting my hair done one time, and one of the other hairstylists did that. Took the mop and put it in the shampoo bowl to rinse it out. I like to lost all of it. You hear me? And that was just my hair that had to go. I can't even imagine them making a sandwich because he didn't wipe the counter with.
Oh, your hands
Girl, they so
touching the mop
nasty.
that been on the floor.
Okay. All right. Well, we love the fact that you guys have joined us, continue to entertain us, continue to chime in. We love all of the people, Alaska and Becky and Kathy and Terry and Marianne and Andy and Walithia and Mark and Jamal. We love all y'all for everything that y'all do to help support us. A few things. Go ahead, Keisha. Keep talking.
Okay, go ahead. I got I have allergies, so I took a Benadryl before I came here. Let me see that. Oh, that's cute.
So I have
Keisha.
these cute. I don't know if y'all can see
I
them.
can't see.
Oh God, these cute
Yeah,
little
it's
shirts.
cute.
It's gold with
I'm
peach.
holding the wrong side.
With a nice little cap sleeve to it, and it
Worthy.
says "Worthy." I have
Where
the
mine?
green one on,
What mine?
and then
Yeah, I beg for stuff. I don't care. I do beg for stuff.
all right, I have another shirt that says
Fake offended. Fake offended.
all right.
I got my fake offended shirt.
Oh. And then the white one in the back is like the gold one that says "Worthy" on it,
But
and
your
then the
dope
"Be Dope."
shirt, Be
Yeah, the
Dope.
"Be Dope" shirt. So they'll be up on Facebook and Instagram, and then you can get them at my Shopify. They're $15 for any of them, and 15.
I'm gonna give me some. So, be dope. What's the dope? dedicated, is it?
Determined, original, purposeful, and excellent. Exceptional. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, so we thank you guys for tuning in, supporting the T-shirt brand.
Come
DJ
on,
has a
look at
few
this
ones that
page.
say less and some other ones, so we'll put those up as well. And so if you are interested, they're $15. Again, they'll be up on Instagram. I'm sorry. I'm getting a little in my throat too. And on Facebook and then on my Shopify. So again, we thank y'all for tuning in with us. It's
From
Keisha
the
and Keisha.
outhouse?
I always forget that, don't I? Say that. To the penthouse.
To the outhouse.
What? No. From the outhouse to the penthouse.
We
Okay,
out.
try it again. Go.
From the outhouse.
To the penthouse.
We out.
We out. Two different point of views
Y'all know we ain't practice.
with the same name.
What they name is, girl.
Keisha.
Two different point of views with the same name.
People stop. What they name is.
Keisha and Keisha. Keisha, Keisha and Keisha. Oh, Keisha and Keisha.